Most people have no idea what's moving through our solar system right now, but astronomers are quietly tracking two objects that break almost every rule we thought we understood about deep space visitors. One comes from another star system entirely. The other is so massive and so unpredictable that scientists still don't know what to even call it. And the strangest part? Both of them are behaving in ways no one can fully explain. What's happening out there isn't science fiction. It's real. It's unfolding right now, and it's stranger than anything we expected. The first object causing all this chaos is 3I/ATLAS, an interstellar traveler that shouldn't look or behave the way it does. Most visitors from beyond our solar system show up as faint blurs, fast, distant, and barely detectable. But 3I/ATLAS is different. The moment astronomers pointed their equipment at it, something felt off. Its coma wasn't unusual, its tail wasn't unusual, but the structure at the front was. Instead of fading into space like every other comet-like object we've seen, 3I/ATLAS showed a sharp forward-facing feature that didn't match any expected behavior. It wasn't random, it wasn't chaotic, and it wasn't the kind of optical artifact that disappears once you zoom out. It looked intentional, focused, and completely out of place for something drifting in from another star system. And that's exactly why scientists started paying closer attention, because objects like this aren't supposed to exist. What makes 3I/ATLAS so unsettling is that forward-facing jet. A structure pointing ahead of the object instead of trailing behind it goes against everything we understand about how comets behave. Jets are supposed to spray outward from the sun-facing side, pushed backward by solar radiation. They don't fire forward like a spotlight cutting through space. Yet here, the streak is bright, clean, and sharply defined, nothing like the messy plumes we normally see. Some astronomers tried to dismiss it as noise, but that excuse collapsed fast. Noise doesn't show structure. Noise doesn't stay consistent across long exposures. And noise definitely doesn't form a narrow directional feature that appears exactly where physics says it shouldn't be. The more they processed the data, the harder it became to explain away. And if the jet is real, it means 3I/ATLAS is doing something no known interstellar object has ever been seen doing before. The moment astronomers released the unprocessed frames, the conversation shifted. No dramatic colors, no sharpening, just the raw sky exactly as the telescope captured it. At first glance, the data looks chaotic. Streaked stars, scattered noise, the usual mess you see before filtering. But then there's the dark circular shadow sitting perfectly still in the center. That's 3I/ATLAS, and buried inside that shadow is the detail no one expected. After stacking 57 long exposures and running them through rotational gradients and deep coma analysis, a tiny bright point appeared right where the nucleus should be. One frame could be dismissed, two might be coincidence. But frame after frame showed the exact same point, unmoving, unfading, locked in place while the background stars smeared past. Random noise can't do that. Artifacts don't behave that consistently. And that leaves only one explanation. The signal is real. For the first time, we may be staring directly at the solid heart of an object that drifted here from another star system. Seeing the nucleus of an interstellar object should be nearly impossible. These travelers move fast, stay faint, and usually stay hidden behind layers of dust long before we get a clean look. But with 3I/ATLAS, that bright point sitting dead center in the processed frames suggests something we rarely ever get, a direct glimpse into material that formed around a completely different star. If that point truly is the nucleus, it means we're not just observing the object's behavior. We're looking at its core, untouched and unchanged since it left its home system. And that opens a door scientists were never sure we'd get to walk through. The shape, brightness, and stability of that point could reveal whether 3I/ATLAS is a shard of a shattered world, a frozen relic from a distant disk, or something we've never modeled before. Whatever it is, its structure isn't acting like any interstellar visitor we've seen, and that's exactly why the next object makes things even stranger. But 3I/ATLAS isn't the only object forcing scientists to rewrite their expectations. Far beyond it, in the cold outskirts of the solar system, another body is drifting inward, one so massive it barely fits the word comet. It's officially known as UN271, but most astronomers call it Bernardinelli-Bernstein. And the moment its size was confirmed, everything about it became a mystery. This thing stretches an estimated 150 kilometers across, larger than some small moons, and unlike anything we normally see wandering through deep space. Most comets crumble, fragment, or evaporate long before reaching this size. UN271 didn't. It survived the void, held its shape, and is now slowly approaching from the outer reaches like a frozen giant waking up after a billion years' sleep. And whatever category it belongs to, comet, dwarf planet fragment, or something in between, its behavior is nothing like what scientists expected from an object this enormous. What makes UN271 so unnerving isn't just its size, it's what it's doing at a distance where nothing should be happening. Objects this far out are supposed to stay frozen, silent, and completely inactive. Yet UN271 is already venting material into space. Scientists have detected carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and even traces of ammonia streaming off its surface, as if something deep inside it is waking up long before it should. The sunlight out here is too weak to trigger this kind of activity, which means UN271 is reacting to forces we don't fully understand. And because of its sheer mass, every burst of gas, every jet of vapor, and every shift in brightness happens on a scale far larger than anything we've seen from a normal comet. If a typical comet flickers, UN271 pulses. If a smaller nucleus releases a jet, UN271 erupts. And with each outburst, astronomers are left with the same uncomfortable question. How does a frozen giant sitting beyond Saturn's orbit decide to come alive? UN271 isn't heading toward the inner solar system like most comets. Its closest approach will barely pass Saturn, meaning we'll never see it up close with our usual instruments. That distance makes it a mystery wrapped in a giant question mark. Its internal material has likely never warmed up, preserving ancient volatile compounds untouched for billions of years. No one knows if it will remain calm or erupt violently as it drifts inward. Every observation challenges predictions. Jets appear where models say they shouldn't, brightness shifts unpredictably, and non-gravitational acceleration hints at forces no one can fully explain. This isn't a simple frozen relic. It's a living puzzle, a record of the outer solar system that refuses to behave. And as scientists scramble to model its behavior, one thing becomes terrifyingly clear. Anything this massive and unpredictable could rewrite everything we thought we knew about distant comets. Two objects, one interstellar traveler with a nucleus that may be staring back at us, one frozen giant, slowly drifting inward, defying every rule about how comets behave. On the surface, they couldn't be more different, one tiny and fast, the other enormous and ancient. Yet both share the same trait. They refuse to follow the expectations of modern astronomy. Their presence raises questions no one can answer yet. Are we simply witnessing rare anomalies? Or is the solar system becoming a crossroads for objects that challenge everything we think we know about space? And if two such unusual bodies appear in the same time frame, what else might be out there, still invisible, still unexplored, waiting to rewrite the rules entirely? The universe isn't just vast, right? It's full of surprises we're only beginning to glimpse. 3I/ATLAS and UN271 aren't just objects floating through space. They're reminders that the universe is far stranger than our textbooks admit. One comes from another star system, possibly showing us its untouched core. The other, massive and volatile, defies the rules of cometary physics and challenges everything we thought we understood about distant objects. Together, they force a single uncomfortable truth. Our solar system is not a quiet, predictable place. Surprises are happening right now, quietly, silently, and often without warning. And the deeper we look, the more we realize just how much we don't know. So, what's next? That's the question astronomers are racing to answer, and one we'll all be watching closely. If today's mysteries fascinated you, keep your eyes on the skies, because what we've seen so far might just be the beginning.